Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're making salsa matcha two different ways. First we're going to make the one with the peanuts and then we're going to make the one without peanuts. So if you would like to see how to prepare both of these recipes, continue watching this video and let's get started. For the first recipe we need 1/3 of a cup of sesame seeds, 1/2 cup of unsalted peanuts, 5 to 6 large garlic cloves. Salsa Macha is typically made with just Chile de Arbol, but I find it that it's a little bit too spicy. So we're going to do a combination of Chile de Arbol and Japanese peppers. Japanese peppers look very similar to Chile de Arbol, but they have a lot less heat. For this salsa, we're going to do a combination of both, 1 cup of Chile de Arbol and 1 cup of Japanese peppers. 1 Chile Guajillo seeded and divined. 1 cup of olive oil. I like to use olive oil for this recipe, but you can also use vegetable oil. We're going to start out by heating up the 1 cup of olive oil over low to medium heat. Once the oil is nice and hot, add in the garlic cloves. Fry until they have a nice golden brown color on all sides. During the process, flip them over often so they don't burn. Once they have a nice golden brown color, remove them from the pan. Add in your peppers and lightly fry them for about a minute or two or until they're nice and fragrant. My burner is set at a low to medium heat. You don't want the oil to be too hot, otherwise your peppers will burn and you'll end up with a bitter sauce. Once they're nice and fragrant and they have a light discoloration, remove them from the pan. Add the Chile Guajillo and lightly fry it for about a minute or until it's nice and crispy. Remove the Chile Guajillo and add in the sesame seeds. Lightly fry the sesame seeds for about 30 seconds to a minute. Once they're lightly fried, remove the sesame seeds and the oil. Using the same pan, add in the peanuts and lightly toast your peanuts for about a minute or so. Remove the peanuts once they're lightly toasted. Using a blender or a food processor, add in the peppers, including the Chile Guajillo. Before you add the olive oil with the sesame seeds, make sure it's completely cooled down before you add it to your blender or food processor. Add in the garlic and salt to your liking. I added about a teaspoon of salt. Depending on the type of blender that you're using, blend on high for a good minute or two. I'm using the food processor attachment for the Ninja, so I ended up blending for a good 2 minutes. You can add the peanuts after you transfer the salsa into the bowl. I'm going to add them into the food processor and give it a couple good pulses before transferring it to the bowl. Now we're going to move on to the second recipe. For this recipe, we're going to need 1 cup of Japanese peppers and 1 cup of chiles de arbol, 5 to 6 garlic cloves, and 1 Chile Guajillo seeded and divined. For this second recipe, we're going to start out by finely mincing our garlic cloves. I like to add a little bit more garlic to this recipe, so I'm adding 7 garlic cloves. You can add more or less depending on your liking. For this recipe, I'm using the Ninja Bullet. Add the peppers, including the Chile Guajillo. Blend on high for a good 30 seconds to a minute, then transfer it to a small dish or container. Preheat your olive oil over low to medium heat. For this recipe, I'm using 3/4 of a cup of olive oil, but you can also use vegetable oil. The best way to check to see if your oil is ready is by inserting a wooden spoon in the oil. If it bubbles around the edges, that means it's ready. Add in the peppers, the garlic, and 1 teaspoon of salt or salt to your liking. To give it extra color, I also added 1 tablespoon of Guajillo chili powder, or you can also use New Mexico chili powder. Fry for about a minute or two with frequent movement or until it's nice and fragrant. If the burner is too hot, remove the pan from the burner and continue stirring until the oil cools down a bit. This recipe is a great option for those of you that have peanut or nut allergies. This salsa is not for everyone because it is very spicy. With the amount of ingredients we used, we made a little bit over 1.5 cups of salsa. A little bit of the salsa goes a long way. All you need is a little dab to add that extra heat to your dish. This goes great on tacos, stews, or just about anything that you love to add extra heat to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video with a different recipe.